Hello, and welcome back to Kaizen with Luca. Today, we are talking about this concept of never thinking small. And this idea of never thinking small, I believe, comes from Arnold. And you're kind of seeing some themes here now of a couple of influences that I've had. One of them definitely being Arnold Schwarzenegger. And his idea is never think small. So I'm trying to think of some examples of this. But essentially, what this is telling you is that you should always think of the big picture. And that whole idea of going and saying, I'm going to achieve the most grandest thing possible, that idea is what drives the success. Because without thinking like you could go out there and do it, right? Like if you say, well, if you have an idea and that idea only goes a certain distance, right? Like you have a business idea, you're thinking more local, right? Well, then you're kind of capping yourself because you're thinking too small. All the ideas that you have that you're bringing to the table should all be grandiose. Always think, if you're going to be creating a business, if you're going to be going into a career at a company, that goal should always be, what is the biggest thing that I can do? And if you're in a career, maybe that is going and becoming like a director, or maybe that's becoming a manager, or there's a couple different avenues you can go down, but always be striving for the big picture. Don't settle for the small one. Like for me, with this whole idea, I want to be like on stages. I want to have communities. I want to be talking to people beyond the screen, and I can see myself hosting events or doing conferences, right? Like I have all those things in mind, and I have an idea of how I want to get there. And I understand that's going to take time. It's not going to be happening overnight or anything, but it's a big idea, big picture. So that's the type of things that we should be thinking about, and that's what never thinking small looks like. So this idea comes from, I had it in my like personal notes, and I believe, where did I get this from? I think this is from Arnold's biography that he wrote, and that idea comes from when he was he talks about the like some of the major things in his life, right? Like becoming governor, becoming Mr. Olympia, all these different things. So the idea of never think small comes from him talking about when he was working out and how he like can see himself on the stage, basically. Like he saw that outcome, and if he just thought like, oh, maybe I'll just go and just work out and see what happens, whatever, like, he probably would not have gotten to the space that he got into with that mindset. Like, you have to be all out, going for the highest achievement that you can get. So that's where that idea comes from, and it's a really powerful one, because it forces you to think in the larger picture, in the bigger picture, and it preps that mindset of like, I'm going to go out and do this really difficult thing, and I'm going to go do it in the biggest way possible. So that's that idea, and this is a conviction that functions as a filter also for how you approach problems, and opportunities. So when you always think about the larger scope, you know, you're already primed in that mindset. So what never think small means is, small thinking is, it's not modesty, and this will become a habit as well. This is a habitual thing that you will be doing, and like all habits, it feels normal until you catch it happening. So, oh, do I have a shovel? Or did I don't have a shovel. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I keep really trying to Minecraft recipes. I should have done a little bit of modded Minecraft, so I had a little sidebar thing to help me out with these recipes. But small thinking sounds like this. Small thinking is maybe just local, maybe just part-time, maybe just for now. And this, it sounds reasonable, right? Like, all that thinking, you might be even thinking to yourself, like, oh, well, all that sounds reasonable. Yeah, that's small thinking. And reasonable and right are not always the same thing. The ceiling you build in your mind becomes the ceiling in your life. If you go out there and you believe that you can go out and achieve anything, or you can go out and achieve this idea that you have in the fullest, in its fullest form, then that thinking is just going to apply to your life in everything you do, because you're just going to become unstoppable. There's no way that it'll go any other way. You will just have that that thinking down. So you're gonna have to catch yourself thinking small, because it might be a little difficult at first, right? Because it's so natural for us to think, and you might have to put in a little brain power to think of like when you are having those small like thought moments, I guess. But here's how we could apply this today. So small thinking. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna catch yourself thinking small, but like, you know, don't do this in a dramatic way, but in a small daily way, right? Maybe you're thinking about I don't know, like if you're a student, you're thinking about something with school. Maybe you're thinking about a project, or you're thinking about your career, or in your job, right? Like, you're thinking about those things, and just catch yourself thinking about whatever your top priority is. It doesn't really matter what it is. And, well, I guess also an example of this would be like, you know, an email that you chose not to send. Maybe this is to, you know, you're in your work mode here, but that email you didn't send, the conversation you almost avoided, the idea you almost kept to yourself, all these different things. Just name one small thought that you had this week. And from there, think about what it would look like to think bigger about this same thing. How far can it go? This whole Kaizen idea started out as just an idea on a page, right? I mean, this has gone through so many iterations. I believe I started this whole idea with super AI focused, and then it transformed into trying to help others figure out who they are and how they can use AI, because I think it's valuable to learn these skills, but there's better people to talk about, in-depth AI conversations, right? It doesn't have to be me per se. Like, anybody can do it, and professors and education is going to eventually catch up. But what they don't teach you in college is this self-discovery, self-development thing. Nobody really teaches you that. It's just kind of something that you have to figure out on your own, or maybe you learn it from your family or something, or like a mentor. But that's what you'll do today, and you're going to figure out those small thoughts that you've had. You're going to think about how you can take those ideas and think bigger, and share some of those things, in the comments, or let's have a conversation about it, because I'm curious to know what you guys think, and where your minds are at, and what cool things you're working on, and what your dreams are. So share those things, and we could talk about it and figure it out. But just anything you do in life, think about how you can just be bigger with it, and go from there. Like, I want to have an app. Like, I want to build an app. Maybe I'll do that after this. And like, there's so many things that I want to do, and I'll figure it out along the way. Like, I don't need to have all the answers now, but I'll figure it out. So that's what I'll leave y'all with today. Never think small, think big. And if you have questions, share those things. I'm happy to have a conversation about it. So I'll leave that here. We finished off our roof today. And here, let's take a look outside. I got a spider on the house. Hopefully there's no creepers. But yeah, we got the roof on. Get some windows in there. Maybe we'll turn that roof into like a little attic space. And then let's see if we can get some chickens. We got a little chicken. Oh, 2 chickens. Nice. So now we'll get some eggs. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm always looking for ways to improve this. I've already made a couple adjustments, just to be candid, trying to just get thoughts out versus adhering to a time limit of 20 minutes. So if I get the topic out quicker, then the video just end right then and there. But it'll be more so thinking about it on a idea scale, not so much time limit scale. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Share some ideas that you had, and let's think about how we can think big. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. So thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.